Hello everyone! Welcome to the Philosophical Foundations of the Curriculum. In this video, we will explore the basic philosophical systems or philosophical beliefs that undergird the curricula of the schools and the different philosophies of education.
But before that, let me first introduce to you the presenter of this lesson. Quenie, Amor, Tumarlas, Jess, Campion, Mikka, Tabaranza, and yours truly, Iroslyn, Salibay.
After this session, you will be able to identify the basic philosophical systems and its curricular implications, determine the importance of philosophy in curriculum development, and differentiate the educational aims, rules, and curriculum foci in educational philosophies. Philosophy provides educators, teachers, and curriculum makers with framework for planning, implementing, and evaluating curriculum in schools. It also helps answering what schools are for, what subjects are important, how students learn, and what materials and methods should be used. Metaphysics, epistemology, logic, axiology, idealism, realism, pragmatism, perennialism, essentialism, and reconstructionalism are some philosophical beliefs that undergird the curricula of schools. Metaphysics is the study of what is beyond the natural. What is real is true. It is the study of the fundamental nature of reality. It describes that curriculum must go beyond its content and must consider what students can become. On the other hand, epistemology is the study of the nature, origin, and limits of human knowledge. It is the truth about the nature of knowledge. Curriculum should revolve around the issues on teaching and learning process. Subsequently, logic focuses on logical and accurate thought patterns. It is the study of the nature and types of logic. The goal of the curriculum must be development of the ability of students to think logically. Axiology, on the contrary, talks about the values and the ethics. Its implication in curriculum revolves on development of a sense of right and wrong.
Now, let's proceed to the fifth philosophical system. The fifth philosophical system is idealism. Idealism is a Socratic method. When we say Socratic method, it is a form of cooperative argumentative dialogue between individuals based on asking and answering questions to stimulate critical thinking and to draw out ideas and underlying presuppositions. For example, a professor might pick a student at a random and question them for the entire duration of the class. So the concentration should be on moral, intellectual, and aesthetic development of the learner, since idealism is the collection of ideas. Its curricular implications is subject matter or content focused, believing that this is essential to mental and oral development. So next, the sixth philosophical system is realism. The reality is the pure ideas of mind. In realism, the development of mind and body through the sense and reason. It is shaped entirely by the external environment. So, the fundamental ideas of realism is first, truth can be tested or proven, and second, the knowledge is derived from the sense of experience. Curriculum in this philosophy is subject-centered, organized from simple to complex, and stressing mastery of facts and development of process and objective skills, critical analysis, and attention to science and math. Next is pragmatism, the seventh philosophical system. It is a method of solving or evaluating intellectual problems. It is learning by experience, and it is always changing, meaning the individual growth through process, experience, and problem solving. The fundamental ideas of pragmatism is the world is a world of change. Man can know anything within his experience and believe in learning by doing. Its curricular implications are provision for direct experiences and bases, problems of democratic society, focus on problem-solving inquiry. So the eighth philosophical system is perennialism. The basic principles of education are changeless, permanent, or perennial. Since human nature is constant, the nature of education remains constant too. In this philosophical system, education is the preparation of life. Its curricular implications is subject matter consists of perennial basic education of rational men, history, language, math, logic, classical literature, science, fine arts, and cultural heritage. So the ninth philosophical system is existentialism. Existence is a freedom and freedom is a choice. And authentic choice is a product of passion and zealous intention. Remember, existentialism, reality is a matter of individual existence. In this philosophy, curriculum stresses activity, recognition of individual differences, and opportunity for making choices and awareness of consequence. So the 10th philosophical system is essentialism. There are certain ideas that men should know for social stability, since it enhances the basic skills that are essential to man. It also focuses the 3 R subjects: reading, writing, and arithmetic. The philosophy aims to instill students with the essentials of academic knowledge and character development. And lastly, the 11th philosophical system is reconstructionalism. This philosophy has the ability to adapt to the changing world and transform the society through technological and scientific revolution. In this philosophy, learners can shape their culture that promotes optimum possibilities for progress and development. In this philosophy, curriculum should include subjects that deal with social and cultural viruses to prepare students to become analyzer and ensure that democratic principles followed. So those are the basic philosophical system of education.
I was assigned in the group to discuss the different philosophies of education. And let us tackle first the first philosophy, which is naturalism. As you can see in the table above, there are 3 columns. The first is the philosophy, or what philosophy we're talking about. And the second column is the proponent or proponents. The proponent is a person who advocates a theory, proposal, or project. And the last column is the description. The first philosophies of education is naturalism. The proponents are Thales, Democritus, Epicurus, Lucretius, Thomas Hobbes, Jean Rousseau, and Herbert Spencer. Naturalism is the oldest of philosophy, and objects are capable of being accounted by scientific explanation. In short, they do not believe in value, soul, God, religion, divine, and spirit. And the description also says that the only valid form of knowledge is what is derived from experience. Second philosophy is the realism. The proponents are Aristotle, Plato, Thomas Aquinas, and René Descartes. The description in this philosophy is the universals have real objective existence. Reality is the pure ideas of mind. Reality is objective and is composed of matter and form. Aquinas said that matter was created by God. And according to Descartes, the world is real as senses experience it. Third philosophy is idealism. Proponents are Plato, René Descartes, Immanuel Kant, Leibniz, and George Berkeley. The father of modern idealism defines that reality is spiritual or mental and unchanging, or should I say, the mind and thought are real. It tells also that the teacher is a dispenser of knowledge and student is a receiver. And according to Berkeley, reality is collection of ideas. Fourth is pragmatism. The proponents are first the father of pragmatism, Charles Sanders Peirce, and coined the word pragmatism, which means practicus, followed by William James and John Dewey. Pragmatism believes that education must be useful to the society, and James says that it is method of solving or evaluating intellectual problems. The meaning of ideas lies to its consequences and also learning by experience. The fifth one is essentialism. The proponents are the father, Soren Kierkegaard, Jean-Paul Sartre, and Karl Jaspers. Description is individual existence determines essence, knowing to make personal choices, respect individual dignity and freedom has a choice. Sartre says that the man becomes aware of his freedom, knows himself, and is responsible for his own actions and commitment. Man is encompassed by his existence. In short, we are each responsible for creating purpose or meaning in our own lives. To continue this topic, Mikka Tabaranza in.
The seventh philosophy of education is reconstruction. It is a philosophy that emphasizes the addressing of social questions and the quest to create a better society and worldwide democracy. Reconstructionist educators focus on a curriculum that highlights social reform as the aim of education. The philosophy of Reconstructionism contains two major premises. 1. Society is in need of constant reconstruction or change. 2. Such social change involves a reconstruction of education and the use of education in reconstructing society. The goal of reconstruction learning for students is that they themselves may envision the good future and spend their learning as a preparation for their role in the future for which they reach. This is an idea of change for a better educational system. The eighth philosophy of education is essentialism. It focuses on traditional subjects, reading, writing, and mathematics. This philosophy aims to instill students with the essentials of academic knowledge and character development. Essentialists' educational aims are to develop intellectual powers as well as educate competent persons. Essential skills, especially reading, writing, arithmetic, and academic subjects such as English, science, and mathematics are given priority in the education process with an emphasis on mastery of concepts and principles of subject matter. The ninth philosophy of education is perennialism. Perennialism draws from both idealisms and realism. The perennialists believe that the cement of education is the common nature of man. With that focus, education should be the same for everyone. Education must therefore pursue perennial truths. These truths are absolute and universal. The philosophy presupposes that there are permanent studies and knowledge that is available, particularly from the great books, which should be taught to all students. Curriculum is expected to contain important subjects taught in their customary separate form: history as history, geography as geography, and civics as civics, rather than combining them and naming them social studies, for example. Other subjects emphasized on include literature, philosophy, and theology because of their ability to sharpen the mind. The 10th philosophy of education is progressivism. Progressivist education seeks to promote democratic schooling as well as social living. The curriculum, therefore, is based on the learner's interests, needs, abilities, and aspirations, among other characteristics of the learners. The aim of this form of education is to provide a learning atmosphere that allows children maximum self-direction and to reduce teacher domination in the teaching-learning process. The 11th philosophy of education is behaviorism. Behaviorism is an area of psychological study that focuses on observing and analyzing how controlled environment changes affect behavior. The goal of behavioristic teaching methods is to manipulate the environment of a subject a human or an animal, and an effort to change the subject's observable behavior. And lastly, as the rationalism. Education models that are aligned with rationalist theory are often used to teach subjects such as history, art, mathematics, and science. Rationalism is the philosophical view that knowledge is acquired through reason without the aid of the senses. Mathematical is the best example of this, since through rational thought alone we can plan the depths of numerical relations, construct proofs, and deduce ever more complex mathematical concepts.
Philosophy is indeed at the heart of curriculum development. It guides educators in formulating beliefs, arguments, and assumptions, and in making value judgments. It also helps provide a broad outlook in answering what schools and what subjects are important, how students should learn, and what materials and methods should be used. It is important for us as educators to recognize what philosophy underlies the curriculum and to decide how curriculum in educating students will become members and leaders in society.
That's the end of our lesson. We hope you learned something. This is Quenie Amor Tumarlas.
Iroslyn Salibay,
Mikka Tabaranza,
And Jess, Campion, saying that develop your passion of learning, because if you do, brighter future ahead's in you. Thank you.